Tonight, we're covering the individual championships, which awards a gold, silver, and bronze medal for each of the 4 exercises in women's gymnastics. You would expect at least Vanessa Ferrari to do well in tonight's competition because of her high scores in the team championships. Vanessa scored a 15.6 on both bars and beam. On the floor, she scored a 15.25. Tonight will be your last chance to see Romania's Catalina Ponor perform in a gymnastics competition. The 18-year-old announced her retirement just before the European Championships began. Catalina will perform on the beam and the floor exercise, the 2 events she won gold medals on at the 2004 Olympic Games. Also on tonight's show, I'll show you how to get more power on your vault in our Essential Gymnastics segment. We'll also recap Italy's upset victory at the European Team Championships. That's our Inside Story segment. We've got a great show ahead of us, so let's head to Greece for the 2006 European Women's Individual Gymnastics Championships.
And welcome to the 2006 European Women's Individual Championships from Volos, Greece and the Sports Arena. And we'll lead off with the vault, and here's a look at our competitors. 33 different nations from all across Europe competing here in the 24th Annual European Championships. And from Germany, Katja Abel.
Well, a little stiff-legged on that landing. Katja's actually back after a pretty long injury break. She only recently started taking part again in international events. So hopefully her hard work and preparation will pay off.
We have terrific camera coverage of all of our events from every conceivable angle to help you as well, Shannon, break down their performances.
It really does help. You can see right here how she was off to the side. Outside those white lines is a deduction.
Katja Abel now, and 2 vaults for each competitor, and the best score will count in the individual championships. 14.5 in her first vault.
Second vault has to be from a different family. You can see she does a front flip with a half twist.
Let me correct that. It's the combined average of the 2 vaults.
Correct, the combined average.
So this is her second.
Nice front pike half. And what we're going to see on vaults that's going to separate these athletes real quick is how strong their second vault is. A lot of times the athletes don't really prepare a second vault too much because it's very often that you don't have to compete it at all.
And good call. Her second vault is not quite up to snuff. So her average is 14.225 in the vault. And now Carlotta Giovanni from the surprising Italian team that we saw last time steal the team championship.
Half on front pike, half off. Very nice vault, big vault. But they just must be on cloud 9 today after winning that team championship.
Beautiful overhead shot here.
Very nice. You can see her legs nice and tight together in the air. She stays inside those white lines. Yurchenko half on onto the horse. Pike front, half off.
And her score for the first vault, 13.90. And you see the individual judge's assessment here. And now her second vault.
If she wants to break into the medals, this vault's going to have to be a lot better. And it is. Yurchenko double twist. Just one large step on that landing, but this is a powerful vault. It's a lot of height and distance.
Giovanni, who won't turn 16 until this coming July, but is eligible for this championship.
And with all these different camera angles, you can see all the different little deductions right here, leg splits in the air. And watch where she lands, and she steps out with that left foot outside that white line.
Second vault scored, better, 14.35. So her average after the 2 vaults, 14.125 for Carlotta Giovanni of Italy. And now from Russia, Anna Gutko.
Opening up with the Yurchenko double twist.
Oh, that looks great. She's just 16 years old.
Very powerful vaulter. Here's the overhead shot. We'll watch her form in the air. Beautiful, nice pointed toes in the air. And of course, we get the benefit of seeing it in slow motion. The judges don't get to see it that closely, that quickly.
That's changing now, at least in world figure skating. The judges at most major events have access to instant replay on their individual screens. Anna Grudko then with an excellent score. I
think most of the gymnasts are happy to not have instant replay.
Yeah.
Second vault, we've seen this before, only this one in a tuck position. Yurchenko half onto the horse, and then a tuck front. This was a really nice vault, performed very well. I'm just amazed that she has time to even think about pointing her toes in the air.
Anna Grudko from Russia scored 14.925 in her first vault.
Two terrific, very strong vaults. That's going to do her well in this competition.
Beautiful overhead look at this vault. And the judges see it like this for Anna Grudko of Russia. A combined score on average of 14.362. She's our current leader. We'll continue with the competition in the vault for the European Championships right after this. We take you to the 2006 European Women's Individual Gymnastics Championships from Volos, Greece, and the sports arena. And here are our standings in the vault. Anna Grudko of Russia leads narrowly over Katja Abel of Germany, but we're still underway in this vault competition. And now from the Ukraine, Olga Sherbatya.
And she is known for being an incredible vaulter. Low on that landing, did see her hips drop back almost to her heels. Right here, it looks like she gets a pretty good block off the horse. Huge leg split right there. And it's almost as if she just wasn't quite ready for that landing.
Olga is an 18-year-old performing in her third European Gymnastics Championship.
And we'll have to see what the judges do with this score, because it wasn't a bad vault, it just wasn't a great landing on that vault.
Well, at 14.275, she's certainly within striking distance of our leader Grudko if she can better her score here with her second vault.
And I expect Olga to have a prepared second vault. She was sixth at the 2005 World Championships and the 2005 Europeans. And she does. Incredible second vault. Way to come back.
Like Velcro to the mat on the landing.
That was a gorgeous vault. Half on, beautiful body position in the air. And she's going to nail that landing.
So the scoring will be very, very close, I would think, as she takes aim on the gold here in the vault championship and tries to steal the lead from Anna Grudko. And her score, she did better her score with her second vault. 14.30 overall, though, is not good enough to take over first place from Grudko. Yana Komorskova now.
Yana's taken an interesting path to get here. She actually retired after her second Olympics. Competing here, nice high, big vault. Front pike with a half.
From the Czech Republic team, Yana Komorskova.
She retired after the Athens Games and then suddenly found the motivation to continue, and here she is at the Europeans and looking forward to the 2006 World Championships.
Trying to move into medal contention here and perhaps pass our current leader, Anna Grudko.
Nice height in the air and a pretty solid landing.
Judges, please. 14.175. She'll have to score somewhere in the 15 range to steal the gold medal. Still in contention for the bronze.
Getting a 15 on vault, that's going to be tough.
And a little bit of lean make a difference even?
Well, any kind of error on the landing is going to make a difference, especially at a European finals. The judges are looking very closely. Great body position in the air. This is not the most difficult of vaults. and she is going to get a deduction on that landing.
So it may not be enough. The judges are totaling not only this score, but all of the scores now in the vault competition in the 2006 European Championships. Her scores. And a look at Grudko, who knows that she has now won the gold medal in the vault competition for Russia. Anna Grudko in front of Sherbati. And in third, with the bronze, Katja Abel, with Yana Komarskova finishing fourth. When we come back, Essential Gymnastics, and Shannon will explain in detail some of the moves that you just watched.
Welcome back to another edition of Essential Gymnastics. Today, we're going to take a look at all the things the judges are looking for on vault for both the men and the women. Today, I have with me Paige from Apparatus Gymnastics in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Paige is going to help demonstrate what the judges are looking for on vault. Now, the men and the women are both now using the vaulting table to compete. And the judges for both are looking for a strong block off the horse, creating height and distance. Now, if you're watching two gymnasts compete and they're both doing a pretty good vault, the one that has the most power should score the best. You ready to go? I'm ready. Paige is going to perform two very basic vaults. We're looking for the difference in power from the first vault to the second. Now watch for more height and distance in this second vault. So the judges on vault are looking for power and, of course, form in the air and a solid landing. Join us again next week for another Essential Gymnastics tip. Right now, let's get back to the show.
And you heard it for the most decorated Olympic athlete in women's gymnastic U.S. history. Shannon Miller with me here at the European Championships. And here's the lineup as we move on to our next event in the bars. It's Steliana Nistor of the powerful Romania team. 17-year-old competitor first up.
And she is no stranger to finals. She was sixth at the Junior European Championships in 2004. And that was in the all-around competition.
You mentioned in the team championships this is not normally a strength of the Romanian team.
Uneven bars historically has not been a strength. It's been the event that has given them the most trouble over the years, and they've worked really hard to try to get up to standards on that.
Probably cost them the team championship, which you saw, to Italy.
Yes, it did, but that was a pretty strong performance. It'll be tough to say whether that's a gold medal performance.
The sports arena here in Volos, Greece, beautifully outfitted with cameras specifically for the sport of gymnastics. And Steliana Nistor performing for Romania. The judges say 14.525. So she currently ranks in first place. That is the number to beat. And this is Rose Alejandra Bellemare from France. 16 years old.
Hitting that first handstand, so important. And during a finals, the judges are looking for every little thing that's going to separate these gymnasts, including that toe point, or rather toe flex, that she has during some of her skills. Nice dismount. That is the most difficult dismount we've seen in this competition. A full twisting double layout. Beautifully done.
Explosive off the high bar.
Great way to end a routine. You leave the judges with that amazing impression. This is a great view. You can see her winding up for this dismount. Incredible height.
Sort of like a high diver there.
All right, here, nice straight body in the air. Beautiful.
Rose Alejandra Bellemare of France smiling. Her score puts her into first place now in the uneven parallel bars. Now from Great Britain, this is Elizabeth Tweddle.
Elizabeth is known for uneven bars. This is her event. She's actually added a couple moves to this event, a pack salto and a Shaposhnikova. That right there is a Corkina, right to a Ginger. She's a lot of flight elements in this routine. She's always known for her beautiful form and lines. So fluid throughout the routine. Beautiful, beautiful routine.
Well, you called it. That brings a big round of applause from the crowd. Elizabeth Tweddle, one of the older competitors here at 21 and showing a veteran's poise and performance.
And this is going to be a huge score. With the amount of difficulty that she has in her routine and the way she performs it, so technically perfect, the judges have to give her a huge score.
Well, your smiles were correct there, Coach and Miss Tweddle. 16.050 easily moves her past the other competitors and is the score to beat in the uneven parallel bars. So Yulia Lushchenko now from Russia has quite a daunting task.
And that is going to be a tough score to beat. She is up in the 16s, which we haven't really seen yet.
We didn't see that in the team championships, and it's the first look at it for us as a mark here in the individuals. Italy upsetting Romania. You saw that in our last edition, with Russia finishing third in this 24th edition of the Women's European Championships.
And Yulia's got that long, lean body, but it's almost like she grew a little too fast, having a little trouble handling the height, swinging through the uneven bars. Right there, that's a handstand. That's what the judges are looking for.
Power move.
She reminds me a lot of Svetlana Horkina. I think she's going to have a great bar career ahead of her.
17-year-old Yulia Lushchenko on the bars.
And she's got those wonderful long legs that give her a beautiful line. Right there, nice form.
Ms. Lushchenko scores 14.625. That puts her into second place. Can anyone knock Elizabeth Tweddle off of the bars, off of the first place standing? That is the score to beat at 16.050. More competition in the bars when we come back from Greece after this. Welcome back from Greece and the European Women's Gymnastics Individual Championships. Here's how they stand in the ongoing competition. Tweddle of Great Britain far out in front of the rest of the field. Yana Sikulova will take her crack at the lead position, trying to get a medal anyway from the Czech Republic.
Starting off with an interesting routine, a lot of low bar work. Doing a hecht up to the high bar, an older skill that we haven't seen a lot of. Judges looking for anything that can separate these athletes, and landings will do it. That was a very solid routine, nice form throughout. There's a couple handstands she missed in there, but they won't be a big deduction. She was able to finish up strong. The nice high double front with a stuck landing.
And the judges liked it very much. 15.050, still not enough to catch our runaway leader, Elizabeth Tweddle, but the only competitor otherwise to crack the 15-point barrier, pending this from Spain, Lenica Di Simone.
Lenica very strong on a few events. She just won gold on balance beam and floor exercise at the 2006 World Cup in Ghent, Belgium. But also a very good bar worker.
This is such an important meet as a precursor to the World Championships coming up later in Denmark.
It is. It's such an important meet to get your name out there and to show the judges what you're doing and how you compete and how you can handle the pressure.
And really, this is where it all began, here in Greece. And 33 members of the European continent gathering for the prestigious European Championships. Lenica de Simone.
And this is a very nice routine. Beautiful position in the air. I don't know if I've ever seen a double layout so straight.
Remarkable body control, hugs from her coach and teammates, and a score of 14.825, which puts her into medal contention. And Vanessa Ferrari of Team Italy, who absolutely stole the show in their stunning upset of the Romanians and Russians in the team championships, in which she scored a 15.6 in this event, was not so able today in the individual championships. Here's how it finishes, and no surprise, Shannon. Elizabeth Tweddle, as you said, a runaway winner. When we come back, the inside story of the upset we just mentioned, Italy's big upset in the championships. We'll be right back with that and more.
Monday on Sports Pulse.
Welcome back to Gymnastics USA. I'm Shannon Miller. The European Gymnastics Championships is a huge event held every 2 years across the Atlantic. This competition has an Olympic feel to it as teams representing their respective countries go for the gold. In past competitions, Russia and Romania grabbed the spotlight as both battled and won their share of titles. This year, the Italians surprised everyone by winning the gold. Let's look back at Italy's first European Championship. That's our inside story. If you had to bet on a winner entering the event, you might have picked the Romanian team because of their experience. Veterans Catalina Ponor and Florica Leonida both competed on the Romanian national teams since they were on the junior national squad. Catalina was part of the 2004 Olympic team that won gold. In addition to winning a team title at the Olympics, Ponor won 2 individual gold medals on the beam and floor. Russia was expected to contend, but they had 2 falls on the balance beam and achieved only an average performance on the bars. They would end up finishing 3rd with a bronze medal. With Russia fading fast, the battle lines between underdog Italy and Romania were drawn. The championship came down to the last routine by Italy's 16-year-old Vanessa Ferrari, who scored a 15.25 on the floor to win the team gold by 1/10 of a point. Italy's top score of 175.225 was good enough to win and capture their first European title and first medal since 2002 when they won the bronze. The Romanian team was stunned and visibly upset after the announcement. Vanessa Ferrari was the most consistent performer of the competition, hitting a 15.6 on both bars and beam, and led her team to a huge upset. What a stunning upset by the Italian team, who was never really factored in as a favorite to win. Vanessa Ferrari almost had a career-ending injury in December of 2005 when she smashed her right palm while performing on the bars. She suffered a double fracture in her hand that required 4 screws to be placed in her palm. Talk about guts. This girl has what it takes to be a champion. Expect her to make some noise at the 2006 World Championships. Now, let's get back to the European Individual Gymnastics Championships.
That's been the big story throughout the gymnastics world, Italy's upset of Romania and Russia. And these are the individual championships now from the European Championships here in Volos, Greece, in the sports arena. And now we move on to competition in the beam with one of the great competitors at my side, Shannon Miller. Always interesting to talk about this. This is the event maybe that most women dread.
It is the dreaded event, 4 inches wide. Not a whole lot of room for error.
Our first competitor, Sandra Ispasa of Romania.
A little bent legs on that series. That's certainly going to be a deduction.
Sandra just turned 16. Average age in this competition, by the way, is 18. Although the competitors, there's one gray-haired lady here who's 25.
It's interesting to see over the years how much older the athletes have become. 19 used to be ancient, and now they're just getting started at that age. Minute and a half beam routine. It's not a whole lot of time to fit in all of the difficulty that you need.
Romanians have excelled at the beam ever since Miss Komenic first onto the world scene.
Yes, they have, and Sandra's doing a great job on this event. No major breaks. And she knows she's a little bit behind time, so she's going to speed up. There's the bell. Dismount, a nice triple full. Very difficult dismount.
That's Sandra Izbasha of Romania, and it should be pointed out, even though they were unseated as the team champion by Italy, they did take away a bounty full of medals from these championships. They're still very talented.
You can see 4 breaks on these series, just that back leg bent. And at this competition, that shouldn't be happening. Here we see her dismount 3 twists, very nicely performed.
Where do you generate that kind of power off of a flat 4-inch wide beam? I don't know. The score, I know this, 15.30 for Sandra Izbasha of Romania. And that is the number to beat as we get underway in the beam competition. This is the individual championships. 33 nations brought athletes to Greece for this, including Spain and Lenica Di Simone. Next up on the beam.
Lenica has a very difficult routine to get through. Starting off with a nice round off layout step onto the beam. I love how she does it. She just hangs in the air and floats down to the beam.
I imagine you almost develop a touch in your feet like most people have in your hands after a while.
You really do, and you use your toes a lot to really grasp around the beam. That's one of the things in coaching younger athletes I always tell them is to treat your toes like their fingers and grab the beam.
As a result, Shannon now has 8-inch long toes.
And likely that was supposed to actually be connected. So that will be a deduction.
You see the huge crowds who have filled the sports arena here in Volos throughout these championships. They love this in Europe. It's not just a once every 4-year interest like we sometimes see in the States.
That's right. It's big every year, and it was a huge year this year for the Italians to take the gold over Romania.
Yeah, really putting them on the map and generating even more competition and interest worldwide.
Heading for the dismount, handspring, double tuck. Very nice performance.
By Lenica Di Simone of Spain.
Here's this beautiful mount, round off onto the board. Nice high layout step out, so much room for error, but she performs it just perfectly.
Di Simone already with a bronze in this competition in the bars. And looks like she'll be a tough one to beat here on the beam.
This was a great performance. I think this is definitely medal contention.
15.350 for Lenica Di Simone of Spain. She is our current leader. And here is one of the great competitors worldwide, wrapping up her career this week at the European Championships, 19-year-old Catalina Ponor, 2-time gold medalist at the 2004 Olympics, competing for Romania. She has announced her retirement after this championship.
And she would really like to end her career with a gold medal in this event. She said that she's just a little tired of the injuries and having to face those from day to day, and it was really difficult preparing for this competition, but you wouldn't know it by looking at her. This is a terrific balance beam routine. So far, this is a better routine than in the team competition.
The Romanians put so much pressure on their athletes going all the way back. There's a big scandal within the Romanian team committee when Ponor and another of her teammates were found to have actually broken team rules and gone out to a nightclub one night, and the coaches quit in protest over it. How much does reputation influence judges' scoring still in this sport?
I think there is something to it, because if you have a certain reputation for consistency, that's obviously going to help when the judges maybe see an error, and maybe it's a little less of an error in their eyes after they've seen you compete for years.
Almost a farewell performance, if you will, by Ponor, and the crowd acknowledging it here throughout the competition. Here's a look back.
This was a terrific performance. This was so much better than her team performance. She looks like a different athlete. At one point, she even smiled during the routine. It looked much more crisp, prepared, like, okay, this is my time. I own this routine. Here's what I've got.
You're absolutely right. This was a much, much better performance than what we saw of her in the team championships on the beam.
So much difficulty. Performed so well. This is why she has a gold from the Olympic Games.
Catalina Ponor here in the European Individual Championships, trying to take the lead from Lenica Di Simone. There she is. And that is what is apparently transpired. Yep, there are the scores. 15.8 for Catalina Ponor, who moves into first place in her specialty, the beam. In the Italian upset of Team Romania in the team championships, Vanessa Ferrari was the big story. And here, too, she slips. Major deduction on the beam. Did not score so well. 14.875. So here is the championship. And the result, Catalina Ponor with the gold medal here in her specialty in front of Di Simone. And you see the rest of the field. The great champion moves on to the last event. So do we. We'll be back with the floor exercise right after this.
Monday on Out of Bounds with Lou Tilley.
The 2006 European Women's Individual Gymnastics Championships from Volos, Greece, in the sports arena, where an appreciative crowd has been on hand all week for the team championships, and now the individuals, and the highlight of the meet, the floor exercise. And our first competitor from Russia, one of our younger competitors, an athlete that Shannon likes, Irina Isieva. 16 years old.
Opening up with a tuck full in. Each of these competitors going to compete 4 tumbling passes. Very nice second tumbling pass, 2.5 twist, punch tuck front half.
We'll see many of the ballet-like dance moves that have been incorporated into this event over the years.
And I like that you can see that she's had some ballet background in these turns, the way she moves. We seem to have lost some of that performance over the years. It's nice to see that coming back.
It's, of course, the origins of athletics here in Greece. Ancient Greeks thought of this as art and beauty. And you can see that in great evidence here in this performance.
Beautiful flexibility. Gorgeous pointed toe.
Oh, you're right. Her dance training is so evident.
It's so different. You can really see the difference between her and the other athletes that we've seen throughout the team competition.
Oh. Makes it look so effortless. One of the many young stars to watch here on display and on stage at the European Championships, Irina Isieva of Russia.
And Irina, she didn't have the most difficult of tumbling passes, but her dance has set her apart from the rest of the field.
It's great height on some of these tumbles.
She does. Now she gets a little older and gains a little bit more weight, she's going to be able to generate a lot more power for her tumbling.
And first of our competitors in the floor exercise, setting the standard at a score of 14.475 for Ms. Isieva. And now, a veteran performer for Romania, Sandra Ispasha, who will take over the leadership of this great Romanian team with the retirement of Ponar after these championships.
Beautiful opening pass. Sandra's really looking to follow in Catalina's footsteps as far as being a balance beam and floor exercise specialist.
A little more upbeat theme music here for Sandra.
Romanians have been working hard on their dance, as well as their music choices over the years. Very nice, 2.5 twist, punch, 1.5. Not a skill we've seen a lot. Closing up with a nice high triple twist. These athletes really stepping it up.
Sandra Ispasa of Romania with a very strong performance here in floor exercise.
Nice strong routine, tons of difficulty. Just a very nice performance throughout. I think this is going to score very well with the judges.
Very polished.
Her last tumbling pass, triple twist, finishes it all the way around. Beautiful.
Oh, the judges loved it. 15.550. One of the best scores we've seen throughout the championships, both the team and now in the individuals. And she takes over first place from Isayeva here in the floor exercise. Our next competitor from Ukraine, Marina Kostyushenko.
A tough field. There's a lot of great tumblers, great floor performers.
Kostyushenko, 17 years old, in her second European Championships.
Coming back with an Arabian double front, and it was difficult to see from our angle, but I think she may have stepped out of bounds with 1 foot.
And that's a deduction, of course.
Yes, and actually the deductions have now changed. 1 foot out of bounds is 1/10. 2 feet out is more, is 3/10. It's critical that you remain in bounds, that you keep the level of difficulty to a level that you can really handle, because deductions just mount very quickly.
This figures to be a down-to-the-wire competition in the floor with Vanessa Ferrari, the young explosive Italian, still to come, as well as Catalina Ponor, the Olympic reigning gold medalist in this event. So Kostyushenko can marry afford any kind of mistake if she hopes to medal.
Last tumbling pass, she's really going to have to hit this clean. Beautiful double pike.
From the Ukraine, Marina Kostyushenko.
And she may be able to break into the bronze medal area with this routine, but it's certainly not going to take away the gold. Here's her Arabian double front. We'll watch to see if she stepped out of bounds. Yep, 1 foot out.
Oh, her score, 14.325. That puts her in third place, but still 2 of our favorites to come, Ferrari and Ponar from Romania, still to compete. Ispasa is on top, Isayeva in second place, and Kostyushin is in third. We'll be back with more. Right field, gunning for the top spot in the prestigious gold in the European Championships. And first up, the Spitfire competitor from Italy, Vanessa Ferrari, who stole the show when Italy stole the crown away from Romania for the team championships. She's only weeks off of a double fracture in her right hand, in which they had to insert 4 screws surgically to get her back in the field.
Such a talented performer, opening up with a double twisting double back, coming right back with a full twisting double back. So powerful and so clean in her movements.
It's good to see a world caliber class athlete coming out of Italy, the nation with such passionate fans. This would really give a shot in the arm to gymnastics.
She is such an incredible performer, and obviously she wants to do well in this event, close out her European Championships with a bang. This has been a rocky competition for her during the individual finals.
Yeah, she was so successful in the team championship. She has a nickname, as we said before, Shannon, that probably wouldn't be politically correct in the United States. They call her the Cannibal for her competitive instincts.
She is very competitive. She likes to win.
Wow.
And so far, this is a very strong performance. Almost identical to the one she had during the team competition that won them the team gold medal.
She is a crowd favorite, Vanessa Ferrari from Italy. Where else?
Fantastic performance. So powerful in her tumbling.
Sandra Ispasa has set the standards for Romania in this event. She is the number to beat so far with a score of 15.550. Just barely scoring underneath that mark. Vanessa Ferrari, 15.450. That puts her into second place behind Ispasa, as Rose Alejandra Bellemare of France takes her shot at a medal.
Opening up with a nice double layout. Haven't seen that during this competition yet. Coming back and trying to stay in bounds. Obviously that's going to be a deduction, but she will not get the out of bounds.
What is the program for gymnastics like in France, Shannon?
Well, it's gone through a lot of changes. They've had a couple of great gymnasts in the past, but it's not typically strong as a team. But that could all be changing. It seems like everywhere gymnastics is changing throughout the world, especially with this new code. All of a sudden, everyone's starting from scratch again.
See the judges watching closely, dispassionately.
Nice expression throughout this routine.
Rose Alejandra Bellemare of France, trying to move into medal contention. Sandra Ispasa continues to be our leader at 15.55.
And this was a terrific performance. Maybe not as much difficulty as Vanessa Ferrari, but certainly a strong performance. It's just going to be a tough field to beat. And this is going to be the big deduction right there.
Bellemare score 14.425. And that will not be good enough to take over the lead. But here is the woman with the best shot. And this her farewell performance then. Catalina Ponar, the 2004 gold medalist from the Olympics. She's already finished in first place on the beam.
I imagine it might be a little hard to concentrate at this point, knowing that this is the last routine you're ever going to compete as an international gymnast.
Did you have that experience? Was there an event where you knew this is it?
No, I was lucky that I didn't. I just always assumed I'd keep going and didn't decide until after the competitions were over that I would retire. I think it'd be difficult going in already knowing ahead of time.
So many things going through your head, so much emotion.
But there's not a better setup than right here, where she is last up in the competition, going for that last gold medal of her career.
She was able to do just that in the beam.
Unable to capture that gold for her team. It was a very disappointing night.
Yeah, the Romanians on the victory stand, there wasn't a smile among them, a lot of tears when they lost their team championship to Italy. But they performed very well here in the individual championships. And she's trying to knock off her fellow countrywoman, Sandra Isbasa, and move into first place here in the floor exercise.
She did just that on the balance beam. So far, a very solid performance. It's going to be a tight race.
There she is, the beautiful and talented Catalina Ponor of Romania.
Very strong performance throughout this routine. It's hard to say. Vanessa Ferrari put up a nice high score with a lot of excitement, a lot of powerful tumbling. She's got two ahead of her that are very strong contenders. A little off in the directional, low on that landing. And that could make the difference between gold and silver or gold and bronze.
The scores to beat: Ferrari at 15.45, Isbasa at 15.55. And how will they see it for the gold medal winner from the 2004 Olympics? 14.60 as she gives us all a kiss goodbye as the Romanian team heads to the locker room. She'll finish in third place and medal, pick up the bronze. Here's how it finishes. Sandra Isbasa of Romania finishing in first place at 15.55, just in front of Ferrari at 15.45, and Catalina Ponor takes the bronze. That's the story from Greece. Shannon wraps it up.
Thanks, Lou. Russia and Romania redeemed themselves tonight by winning gold medals in 3 of the 4 events. It was not a great night for Italy's Vanessa Ferrari, who struggled on the bars and the beam. She did manage a silver medal on the floor. Well, that concludes our show for today. Join me next week on another edition of Gymnastics USA. See you then.